How assured are you in your faith? Do you know exactly who God is to you? Or do you dither a little bit? Do you wonder some days, well, perhaps because of who I am and what I've done, I'm not really sure if the Lord is this, that, the other. Well, listen to David in Psalm 27 today. He knows exactly what God is to him. Let me read from verse 1. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the stronghold of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? Wow, what confidence. But for all of us who know and love the Lord, we can have exactly the same confidence. You know, God is those things to you and me. He is our light, our salvation, our stronghold. He doesn't change dependent on how we are and what our behavior is like. God is God, and God is those things to his people. But David not only is convinced about who God is, he's convinced of what he needs to keep doing to make sure that his trust in God remains strong and his view of him remains true and wonderful. He says this in verse 4, I ask this from the Lord, this only do I seek, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to gaze upon the beauty of the Lord and to seek him in his temple. He knows that to get near God and to stay near God and to gaze upon God and to hold on to God brings him great reassurance and confidence. Is this what we need to do even today? Is this what we need to tell ourselves? Is this how we need to instruct our hearts? Maybe we need to follow the advice exactly of David's in verse 8 here, where he says of himself, my heart says, so he's talking to his heart. He's saying, this is what you need to do, heart, because perhaps his heart was tempted to do something else. My heart says, your face, Lord, I will seek. Let's do that. Let's get our hearts to seek God's face and to stay there. He finishes off with this lovely verse in verse 14 where he says, wait for the Lord. And then he adds, be strong and take heart. Because waiting's not always easy, is it? It's a lot harder than it sounds. And so he says it again to finish off the psalm. And wait for the Lord. Let's do that and find in this great, wonderful, reassuring God.